Home videotapes give us intimate glimpses of the girls and their personalities. Cutting up in front of the camera, or some quiet time with mom on the couch, are some of the few video memories there are of 17-year-old Eliza.
For the families of Amy Ayers,
it don't get no better.
It was a crime that both horrified and an answer once and for all to the question that has tormented Austin.
Some true crime cases simply pique your interest, while others leave you with an unsettling chill you just can't shake. This case is one of those. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to never miss a video. On December 6, 1991, firefighters rushed to extinguish a raging fire at a local yogurt shop. What they discovered amidst the charred remains would haunt the community for years to come: the bound and gagged bodies of 4 teenage girls. Despite extensive efforts by law enforcement, over 30 years have gone by, and the case remains unsolved. The youngest of the 4 girls was 13-year-old Amy Lee Ayers. Amy was born on January 31, 1987 in Austin, Texas. Growing up in the vast and open plains of Texas, Amy quickly fell for the ranching culture and cowgirl life. From a young age, she fell in love with the outdoors and all that Mother Nature could offer, especially animals. An 8th grader at Burnett Middle School in Austin, Texas, she was known for her artistic talents and was an active member of the yearbook staff. A true country girl at heart, Amy dreamed of becoming a veterinarian and envisioned owning land where she could care for horses and other animals. Her love for animals extended beyond her dreams. She actively participated in the Travis County Fair and Rodeo, showing hogs and the Future Farmers of America (FFA) program. Through her involvement in FFA, Amy met her best friend, 15-year-old Sarah Harbison, another FFA member. Sarah was the youngest of 2 daughters. Much like her best friend, Sarah was captivated by the outdoors. She loved playing sports, especially basketball. In addition to basketball, Sarah also participated in cheerleading and volleyball. Encouraged by her mother to pursue her dreams and explore new activities, Sarah joined various organizations. She was an active member of the Lanier FFA chapter, a representative on her high school student council, and showed sheep at the local county fair competitions, a hobby she shared with her older sister, Jennifer Harbison. Jennifer Harbison, 2.5 years older than her sister Sarah. From a young age, Jennifer was encouraged to explore various activities and strive for her goals, just like her sister. A dedicated student at Lanier High School, Jennifer was known for her confidence and athleticism. Jennifer was a social butterfly, actively participating in numerous sports and the FFA program alongside her sister and their friend Amy. It was through the FFA that Jennifer formed a deep connection with her friend, Eliza Thomas, who was also a senior at Lanier High School. Jennifer's mother often spoke about her daughter's maturity and strong work ethic. With the support of her father, Jennifer purchased a Chevy S10 truck and took a job at the local frozen yogurt shop, I Can't Believe It's Yogurt, to pay it off. Coincidentally, her friend, Eliza Thomas, worked at the same yogurt shop. Eliza Thomas was born on the 16th of May, 1974, in Travis County, Texas. Her parents divorced when she was young, and Eliza grew up extremely close to her mother. Much like her friends, Eliza also loved animals. She attended the Future Farmers of America alongside Sarah, Jennifer, and Amy, and dreamed of one day becoming a veterinarian and rancher. However, Eliza's ambitions continued further. She also aspired to become a model. To fund her first portfolio, she took on a part-time job at a local yogurt shop, working alongside her friend Jennifer. On December 6, 1991, the day began like any other for 4 girls. That Friday afternoon around 4:30 p.m., Sarah made plans with her mother for the evening. She asked if her best friend Amy could spend the night, and her mother agreed. They arranged for Jennifer to take Sarah to the mall, where she was working that night. Amy and Sarah planned to hang out at the mall, help Jennifer close the yogurt shop, and then catch a ride home with her. Jennifer's friend Eliza was also on duty that night. Sometime after 5 p.m., Jennifer and Sarah departed for the Austin shopping complex. Little did their mother know that this would be the last time she would see her children. Over the first 4 hours or so, the night shift appeared to operate as usual. Nearing the end of the shift, Sarah and Amy entered the shop to hang out before helping the girls close as promised. At around 10 p.m., witnesses saw the 4 girls all in the yogurt shop and reported them to be happy and acting normally.
Go ahead, Wayne.
Apparently a robbery here outside is 3 fatalities.
Last 10-4, one route. A triple fatality. A murder. Great.
At 11:47 p.m., a police officer on patrol noticed a fire engulfing the local yogurt shop. Within minutes, he called for reinforcements, and emergency services arrived shortly after midnight on Saturday, December 7th. Once the flames were extinguished, the fire crew made a harrowing discovery. Inside the charred remains of the shop lay the bodies of Eliza, Amy, Jennifer, and Sarah. All 4 girls were pronounced dead at the scene, but it wasn't the fire that had claimed their lives. Something far more sinister had occurred. Eliza and Sarah had been found with their wrists tied. Jennifer was found with her hands unbound but placed behind her back. Eliza, Sarah, and Jennifer were found in the storage room of the yogurt shop. They were naked and had been burned almost beyond recognition. They had single gunshot wounds to the back of their heads. Strangely, Amy was found in a different section of the shop than the other girls. She had a sock-like cloth tied around her neck and suffered second-degree burns to 30% of her body. She too was left naked. It has been theorized that the 4 teenagers were forcibly taken into the storage room, where the assailants forced them to undress. They were then bound using their own undergarments, and some of them were sexually assaulted before being shot in the head execution style. The bodies were then stacked on top of each other in the storage room, with Amy managing to escape the pile, crawling away before being shot once more. She had been shot the same as the others. However, the bullet had missed her brain. She also had a second bullet wound, which had caused severe damage to her brain, exiting through her cheek and jawline, presumably the second shot. Following these horrific acts, the perpetrators then set the shop on fire. They used paper plates, cups, and cardboard from the yogurt shop, all of which had been drenched in lighter fluid, to ignite the blaze. All the girls are presumed to have died before the fire was started. On Monday, the 9th of December, law enforcement confirmed what they had initially suspected. Multiple people had been involved in the robbery turned homicide, and there had been no signs of forced entry, so it is assumed they entered the shop pretending to be customers before the crime was committed. It had also been determined that $540 was missing from the register. Several customers recalled seeing 2 men in the shop just before it was about to close for the night. One man was described as having light, short hair, dirty blonde, and standing approximately 5'6" tall, appearing to be in his late 20s or early 30s. The other man was described as bigger, and both were wearing large coats. Witnesses noted that the 2 men were leaning over the table, whispering to each other as if they didn't want anyone else to overhear their conversation. Early investigations yielded a substantial list of potential persons of interest for the police. In total, the police considered 1,200 individuals as potential suspects. Among them was 15-year-old Maurice Pierce, apprehended at a nearby mall just days after the killings. Pierce was found carrying a .22 caliber firearm and 16 bullets concealed in his pants, both matching the weapon and ammunition used at the crime scene. Although Pierce was taken in for questioning, he was ultimately released due to insufficient evidence. In the fall of 1992, 2 men wanted for kidnapping and sexual assault in Austin were arrested in Mexico. One of these men closely resembled a person witnesses had reported seeing outside the yogurt shop on the night of the murders. Porfirio Villa Saavedra and Alberto Cortez, both Mexican nationals, initially confessed to the murders. However, the details they provided did not align with the evidence at the crime scene. Upon further investigation, they recanted their confessions, claiming that Mexican federal agents had tortured them into confessing. The investigation encountered numerous challenges right from the start. The fire and the water used by responding firefighters destroyed most of the store, taking crucial evidence with it. The blaze was so intense that it even melted the upper rungs of a sturdy ladder at the back of the business. Despite detectives' best efforts, the case eventually went cold. However, in 1999, nearly 8 years after the murders, police made a major breakthrough in the case. 4 men were charged with capital murder. They finally found their killers. Well, so they thought. The men were interrogated by various detectives, and some of them obtained confessions. The 4 men involved were Robert Springsteen, Michael Scott, Maurice Pierce, and Forrest Wellborn. Pierce, a familiar name to police, had previously been caught and questioned just days after the killings when he was found with a .22 gun in a nearby shopping mall. 2 of the 4, Springsteen and Scott, were sent to trial based solely on their self-incriminating statements, which they later retracted before the trial began. In 2001, Scott was placed on death row, and in 2002, Springsteen received a life sentence. However, these convictions did not hold up. It was revealed that a detective had held a gun to Scott's head during a prolonged interrogation, casting severe doubts on the validity of the confessions and the integrity of the investigation. Vaginal swabs collected from the victims during the initial murder investigations remain preserved as crucial evidence. Over the span of 8 years, advancements in DNA technology made significant strides. When the preserved samples were retested and compared to DNA from the 4 suspects, the results were nothing short of astonishing. None of the men previously arrested matched the DNA found on the victims. Consequently, Scott and Springsteen were released on bond in June 2009, after spending 10 years behind bars, and all charges against them were dismissed. This left investigators right back where they started, leaving the killers still at large. No one has been arrested in the case since. However, the discovery of DNA from an unidentified male on the girls continues to offer hope to many, suggesting that justice might still be within reach. The question remains, who was responsible for the tragic death of these 4 girls? And who were the 2 men witnesses reported seeing acting strange in the yogurt shop that fateful night? These questions continue to haunt detectives and the families involved to this day. Today, that yogurt shop is no more. Over the years, it has been replaced by a payday loan store. The only visible reminder of its past is a nearby plaque commemorating the tragic loss of 4 young lives on December 6, 1991. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest content. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.